Consumer Corner. This is something I'm going to try this year. A little bit new approach to reviews. These aren't going to be reviews on data or specs, whatever. This is going to be my opinion on a product that I'm going to share with you guys. That hopefully helps you guys kickstart your investigation, your research into making a consumer purchase. The reason I feel I'm good at this type of thing, I've been in this business now for 30 years. I carried a gun for 10 years for a paycheck in a plainclothes capacity, and I've had an experience with a lot of different guns in the retail space, as well as purchasing, buying, trading, selling. So I've seen a lot of things that have come and gone, come full circle again, and one of those are single action pistols that are simply just double stacked 1911s. And we have one for the Staccato P and one for the Springfield Prodigy. As I mentioned earlier, this is not really a spec review. This is consumer, right? So we have two pistols, very similar barrel lengths, 4.25, 4.4, Staccato P. Now I'll be honest with you guys, I don't stay on top of a lot of the Staccato product, but one thing we do for both these guns is support them in holsters, especially holsters with the new RMR HD and or the SRO. This one has a Delta Point Pro, but if you need holsters, duty holsters for either one of these or Farland products, we stock both holster options for these guns as well as the 5-inch models on our website at rdrgear.com, where you can find holsters, belts, mag carriers, plate carriers, chest rigs, a full line of canine gear, and of course all of our Farland holster mods and accessories, TQ plates, TQ struts, holster wraps, etc. And you can get that at rdrgear.com. So with all the housekeeping out of the way, let's talk pistols. As I mentioned earlier, one 4.25, one 4.4. Both have full-size grip modules that take a 17 round and or a 21 round magazine. The Staccato P has had a couple iterations. We have the 4.1, the original one that Marshall's SOG is using, and that pistol has kind of evolved as it went. If you have shot any type of a STI product, you've probably very much shot a Staccato product. And that's not a negative dig on Staccato by any means. What it is Staccato's marketing is so damn good. They've been able to take some of the old recipes, add new technology, new techniques, new designs to existing base recipes, and make a full line of new pistols and a new company. I always joke, man, whoever is in charge of marketing Staccato, that dude's parking space should be close to the front door. He gets the 2-week trip to Hawaii, all the bells and whistles, bonuses, whatever it is, but that dude has done an amazing job at rebranding and rebuilding the Staccato brand. This year is the first year I'll be going to SHOT Show, and I'm excited to see one gun, and that's the new Staccato HD. I have owned many Staccato pistols. I still own those guns. I own an XC. This is a gun that I should have bought from a buddy of mine who ended up keeping it, not selling it. The new HD pistol that's now going to take Glock magazines, the design and features of that gun are so forward and so innovative that I'm actually super excited to go stand in line with a bunch of other dudes fiddle fucking and touching guns they're not going to buy. They're not retailers, they're not dealers, because it's just going to be a madhouse at that booth. And the booth, if it's in the same location, it's a super tight corner, but it's going to be worth it to fight through that madness to get and see and touch and hear about that new pistol. When this was the dominant player in the rebirth of the 1911 double stack, aka 2011, then Prodigy dropped. Now, Prodigy was this gun here, this original pistol, I bought on day one of release at a retail local shop here in Salt Lake. That gun wasn't sent to me. I didn't have it, quote, cherry picked, like I like to say. This gun was purchased over the counter at a local gun shop. I now have close to, I want to say maybe 27, 2,800 rounds on this pistol. Not a lot, but I have yet to have any catastrophic malfunctions. I have simply taken the slide off the frame, oiled the slide with gun butter, put it back together, and shot it. I've used multiple red dots on this pistol. You can see all the various reviews we've done on this gun on the channel, and I hadn't had any issues at all. The Duramags have been running flawlessly, zero issues with those. The AOS plates that Springfield sells have been very good, very robust, all steel construction. I don't think you can really do better than the current AOS design on those plates. I've used multiple different red dots on these guns, RMRs, HDs, SROs. Any of those plates have been very, very, very good. The only one that really shit the bed was the Dragonfly, I think they called that. The guns came with that optic in the past. That was a pretty rough product. I highly don't recommend that one. You'd better off not getting a red dot at all, waiting and getting something else. But the model with the Dragonfly is not really one you should consider. Weapon light, rail system, anything you want to get on there. When you look at holster compatibility, like for Safari holster, for example, X300 is the gold standard. If you try to put a TLR1 on here, you're going to have a little bit of tightness. It's just when you get to this level of pistol, don't stop at the weapon light. Get the new light. And the reason being is when you look at the pistols, you'll notice how the bezel of the light is in line with the trigger guard. Right, we don't have any overhang. When you put a TLR1 on one of these 2011 pistols, whether Prodigy or Staccato, this bezel drops so far below, it sits about right here now. So we have this big hump right here, and that, when you're inserting the pistol in the holster, that gives you a lot of hang up. So again, when you look at this, it's a very flush fit with both guns. So again, the narrower the weapon light, the better you're going to be. You don't want to go X300. Look at the TLR7 HLX. Look at the TLR9. But TLR1, that's a Glock weapon light. Leave it on your Glock. Use it for that. But when you get to the big boys in 2011s, don't stop upgrading. Get to the light. Get it done the right way the first time. When you look at these two guns, let's talk about price. I believe these right now, if you can find them, a P model, is around the 25 to 27 price point. Again, don't quote me, but that's kind of my local research. And then you're around $1,400 MSRP. Street price, you're going to be around $1,295, $1,300 ballpark here. And you guys are going to hear me reference back into the hiccups of the Prodigy. If this gun did not have the feed reliability issues it had during that small batch of guns that went out from Springfield, and those guns went across the country, right? And you saw everybody posting about their issues. If that didn't happen, I feel this conversation would be very different today. I think what happened was, and I kind of feel I'm proof, and many of my other customers are proof, because I put out Safari holsters for this gun and the 5-inch gun almost daily. We have a lot of people buying this gun now because the issues were repaired. And if you guys, by the time you see this one, you'll probably see the video on the 1911 DS 3.5 inch, the newest compact version. When you rack that slide in that gun, and I rack this slide on this gun, I can feel the difference of the two slides. This gun here has that kind of catch right there that you can feel and hear. The new 3.5-inch gun does not have that issue. And that's something that, in the disconnect, I think they've fixed. That's something that I think they addressed in the 3.5-inch gun, because the 3.5-inch gun shoots just as good as this one does, even though it's a shorter barrel length, shorter frame length, and the recoil impulse is very, very enjoyable. So again, you don't have those hiccups. Again, I only have 300 rounds in that pistol. So time will tell. We're going to knock out a 1,000-round review when we get back from SHOT Show, and then we'll upgrade that pistol with a bunch of accessories, and we'll do more comparison videos like this against other small pistols as we go forward. This Staccato, by the time you get into this pistol, a red dot on weapon light, you're gonna be well over $3,000. And when you look at some of the other pistols they offer now, I think the CS, when I looked at that, you're around $3,500 when you get that pistol, a weapon light, red dot, and magazines. I think there's some issue magazines getting whatever models you get. But again, that's a lot of money for someone who might not be 100% on a 2011. There's gonna be that camp that says buy once, cry once. That's something to be said, true, but when you look at the buy once, cry once, this is a group of targets. We shot, I don't know how many rounds on each, but Group A is one of these pistols, Group B is the other pistol. And you can see the groups right here. And if you guys want to comment in the comment section, kind of let me know what gun you think shot which group. At the end of this video, I'm going to come back to this target and I'll tell you which gun shot which group. But when you look at price point, this gun right here, even if you went to SRO, you're going to be roughly $2,400. This one here, you're going to be around $3,100, $3,200. And that's depending on which red dot you get. There's a big difference. And then you guys are going to talk about, oh, well, I got to replace all the guts in the Prodigy, because I'm proof again, and others out there who own this gun and shoot this gun daily, they may not be YouTubers, but they're guys in the comment section on any of my videos. You can go talk to them. They are not having any of the issues that these people say the guns produce, but yet majority of those comments are from people who don't actually own this pistol. So when you talk to those guys, you don't have to upgrade the internals. You can. There's all kinds of red dirt triggers, EGW, ignition kits, anything you want to do, you can do. New frames, and you guys can look at Skip's Guns on YouTube. That guy has a lot of very, very cool upgrades for the 1911 DS pistol. Vulcan Machine Works, if you guys want to get your base Staccato or buy one from Jeremy and his team, I can tell you this, if you shop at Vulcan Machine Works, you're not going to find a company more creative and more innovative with Staccato mods and Staccato paint and grips and everything else than the guys at Vulcan. They are top notch. You can hit up Reactive Gunworks here in Utah, hit up Modern Warriors down south here in Utah. Both those companies have a stocking program of Vulcan pistols. You're going to be, maybe you have to wait for one, but you're going to definitely get something super cool. You also have POMG, Peace of Mind Guns. They stock Vulcan products as well. So again, those three shops within a stone's throw from me, except for St. George, but you're going to be able to get something super unique, super cool from the guys at Vulcan. And those guys are very close to my heart because I've done work with them in the past. So it's somebody I can openly, straight up vouch for, hands down, no question. So let's talk about the person who might own this gun and wants to upgrade. In my opinion, if you said I'm going to upgrade, I already own 1911 DS, you're spending money on a redundant platform. Both are 2011s, 1911 double stack pistols. Both are single action. Both have ambi safeties. Both take the same magazine. Both have the same rail section. You're buying this pistol and this pistol for really two things. You're going to trade this logo for this logo. That's it, in my opinion. Both these guns perform flawlessly, and the biggest difference between the dude who owns this one and the dude who owns this one was the price barrier at entry. The guy who bought this gun didn't have the money to buy this gun. Nothing wrong with that. That's just being wise with your money, and maybe that person who bought this gun had been on Glock for God knows how long, right? And finally said, hey, I want a single action pistol, and this is what I can afford. And they've been happy since day one with that gun. And then the guy who bought this one, because the clever marketing and the massive amount of social media presence we see around this brand led them to make that purchase. And that person didn't have a budget issue. Those are two very, very common factors out there in the world today. And I'm gonna close with this. So you guys will be able to, and Chris, we can zoom in when we talk about this, but Group A, Group B, this was, I wanna say, 4 rounds, multiple times. I think we got, 17? So I think we did 4 rounds, 3 times, plus the last of the magazine, this target. And then this was just whatever I had in the magazine, I want to say maybe 10 plus rounds in this target. This target was 1 full magazine plus a half, and this was 1 full mag as well. Target A was shot with the Prodigy. Target B was shot with the Staccato. There is probably a little bit of advantage because I shoot this gun so much. It's a little bit heavier, but this gun shoots extremely well. All four targets shot with 115 S&B. Maybe the only difference on this target is that I don't like Delta Point Pros, and I don't shoot this gun that often. This is my buddy Pat's pistol, and just because some people gave me grief last time, Pat had a 0 on this gun, I re-zeroed it. So all four targets were shot around 10 yards. Nothing crazy distance, but again, when you look at both these guns and what they can do, all four are respectable targets. And I shot these 8 hours ago, so I don't remember cadence, but I feel the cadence was pretty decent on all these. But this just goes to show you these two guns do very similar work, right, you guys? So again, this video is long. I hope you made it this far. And please, you guys, I ask you one favor. Give me some feedback in the comments. Let me know if this kind of a longer format, but hopefully I've answered some questions for you guys who might already own this gun and want to upgrade, or maybe somebody who doesn't own either gun has been looking for one. I want to know if this kind of format helps you guys, but I don't see a lot of this style of conversation on YouTube. But again, my experience in the professional area of carrying a single action pistol for as long as I have, the amount of 2011s I own and shoot and review on the channel, I'm hoping this gives you guys a direction for your own research. And always, you guys trust but verify. Do your research, do your homework. But if you want to get into one of these and you got a $2,500 budget maybe, I don't think you'll go wrong with the Prodigy. If you don't have a budget and you love that brand recognition, you want to flex with the range, I don't think you're going to be disappointed with the Staccato product either. So guys, thanks for watching this first iteration of Consumer Corner. I hope you guys like it. The name may change, it may stay, who knows. But please interact with me, comment below if this video helped in any way. If you liked it, you didn't like it, I got thick skin. Let me know what your thoughts are. Until next time, be well, take care.